Hey everyone, it's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great morning this morning. It's Wednesday morning. It's a coffee kind of morning. Hope everyone's doing well. I thought I'd go through my albums, and now that I have them in alphabetical order, and give you guys an idea what I have. It may take a while. I'm not going to do this all in one sitting. I'm going to start with the A's and work at it. It's funny, some letters of the alphabet have more albums in them than others. A has a fair amount, but not that many. B is probably going to be a 2 or 3 video setting, and so on and so forth. So we'll see how it goes. But I thought you might be interested in what I have, especially with that big haul that I picked up. Everything's in alphabetical order now. I've kind of separated my live albums and my greatest hits albums in one section, so if I'm looking for those and digging for those, I can find them. Everything else is obviously in alphabetical order. And yeah, so I thought it'd be kind of a cool thing to do. As I said, it's going to take a while. Yeah. Anyway, everyone has this one. If you don't, you should. Back in Black, AC/DC. 1980 release. First album to feature Brian Johnson. 7th studio album. Probably their most commercially successful album. Although in some cases I prefer the Bon Scott era. They were actually making this before Bon Scott tragically passed away, and who knows what it would have been like if Bon Scott would have been on here, whether it would have been as successful, or it could have been a combination of a ton of things that made this so successful, but just hit after hit after hit. Some of the songs, if I never hear again, I'm cool with that because I've heard them so many times. But what a great album. What a great album it is. This is Rocks, Aerosmith. I don't have too much Aerosmith, actually, especially their later stuff. I have a few CDs, but between this and Toys in the Attic, which I still have to get on vinyl, I'm good with. But this is Rocks, 4th studio album released in 1976. This is part of the haul that I've received, and this is America's debut album. Great album. 1971's release, Horse with No Name, big hit off of this one. Great American band, great harmonies, as well as the greatest hits album. It's got all the big hits off it, Horse with No Name, Ventura Highway, Sandman. Then you have Muskrat Love, Tin Man, Lonely People, Sister Golden Hair, just on and on and on. These guys are great. Real hit makers for sure. It's on the Warner Brothers label. But happy to have that in my collection. This is a band that I've never heard of before, but since hearing it, it's just holy wow. It's called AET, Automatic Fine Tuning. It's a blast in your face. It's dual guitars, Paul McDonald and Robert Cross. Heavy progressive blast of dual guitars, as I said. Not quite metal sounding, but a lot of prog, a lot of hard rock in it. Great instrumentals as well. Not too much vocals, if any. But yeah, it's a cool sounding album. Automatic Fine Tuning. This was part of that haul, as well as America. Becoming one of my favorite bands, Atlanta Rhythm Section. These guys are so good. They're so smooth and so I don't know. They've got a cool sound to them. They're classified as a southern rock band, but they're nowhere near like a Molly Hatchet or an Allman Brothers. They just got that kind of a cool, smooth sound to them. And this is 1971 release. Sorry, 1976 release. A rock and roll alternative. And this is on Polydor. So Into You is a big hit off of that one. And I've got Quinella as well. Quinella's 1981 release. Big hit off of that one's Alien. Again, great smooth sounding band. Awesome harmonies. Great playing. Great vocals as well. I just love the cover. Beautiful cover. A great Norwegian pop synth band, Aha. Take On Me is a big hit off of this one. Big hit on Much Music and MTV as well. One of the first videos to show a cartoonish type of character that blends into the real life character, and it was quite unique at the time, quite inventive and original at the time. But great band. This was 1985 release, #1 album as well. This is called Hunting High and Low. Again, Norwegian synth pop band. What list wouldn't be complete with some great Canadian talent? Without some great Canadian talent, the great Bryan Adams, international star, not just Canadian star, the international star. Born in Kingston, Ontario, which is about an hour east of here. Actually, Glenn Calloway and I are heading there next week. Do some digging. Can't wait for that. And again, this made him a star in the States, this album here. So Cuts Like a Knife, 1983 release, third studio album. Big hits are Straight from the Heart and Cuts Like a Knife, and This Time. And then what put him over the top was Reckless. It's on red vinyl as well, which I love. One reason I picked up the album was the red vinyl. 1984 release, fourth studio album by Bryan Adams. 6 singles off of it. Run to You, Somebody, Heaven, Summer of '69, One Night Love Affair, It's Only Love. Hit after hit after hit. This guy was a hit machine. He's played with so many big superstars: Tina Turner, Rod Stewart, Sting, Pavarotti, if I'm not mistaken. Again, international superstar. He's also a pretty famous photographer as well. He prefers to be behind the camera rather than up front, believe it or not, even though he's an amazing guitarist and amazing singer-songwriter. Another LA rock band, Ambrosia. Oops. This is on 20th Century. So LA rock band formed in 1970, kind of prog rock, soft rock, soul, some jazz fusion. Big hit, How Much I Feel, and Biggest Part of Me. This is the debut album, 1975. Hold On to Yesterday is a big hit off of this one as well. Bruce Hornsby was actually part of Ambrosia at one point. I didn't realize that. It's a cool album. One of my favorite British blues rock, progressive rock bands, Atomic Rooster. I've got a great box set that I listen to quite a lot. This is an original album. Love the label on that one. So Atomic Rooster, British prog rock band formed in 1969. Kind of hard rock, prog rock, blues rock. 1971 release in Hearing Of. It's a great new band that I've discovered. This is Any Trouble. Kind of a British rock, prog rock, new wave pop band. They've got a kind of a mixture of everything. Melody Maker, the magazine, called them the most exciting new rock band since the Pretenders. This is 1983 self-titled album, Any Trouble. Great supergroup, Asia. I mean, when I say supergroup, you've got John Wetton, Steve Howe, Carl Palmer, Greg Lake. Supergroup. It's the debut album released in 1982. Big hit, of course, Heat of the Moment. Then I have 1983's Alpha, second studio album. Love the covers on these Asia albums. They're just gorgeous. It's on Geffen Records. Alpha was the last to feature Steve Howe. He left and then he came back a little later on. But a couple of singles, Don't Cry, and The Smile Is After Your Eyes off of that one. Then you got, this is part of that haul that I picked up. This is Carmen Apiece. Great drummer. He was a drummer for Vanilla Fudge and Beck, and Cactus, and so many other bands. This is the 1981's self-titled album. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. He's got a pretty good voice. Great drummer as well. Alphaville. This is Forever Young. That's the big hit for these guys as well. So Alphaville, formed in 1983, German synth pop band. Debut album released in 1984. Hit number 1 in Norway and Sweden. Pretty successful for the band. Kind of cool cover as well. More Canadian content. April Wine. Harder, Faster. April Wine, Canadian rock band, formed in 1963. I didn't realize that they were that old until you start looking them up. They've been around for a long time. From Halifax, Nova Scotia. I think they're based out of Montreal now, if I'm not mistaken. But they originally formed in Halifax, Nova Scotia. They've released over 20 albums since 1971. This is 1982's Power Play, 10th studio album by the band. Enough Is Enough and Tell Me Why, big hits off of this one. Then you've got Nature of the Beast, 1981, probably their most commercially successful album. Nature of the Beast, 9th studio album. Just Between You and Me and Sign of the Gypsy Queen, 2 big hits off of that one. Love April Wine. Then I have Power Play. Power Play is the 10th studio album released in 1982. This one has Enough Is Enough and Tell Me Why on it as well. Then we have The Alarm. This is a Welsh rock band formed in 1981. Initially they were called The Toilets in 1977. Kind of alternative and new wave band. This is 1987's Eye of the Hurricane their third studio album. And finally, the piece de resistance. This is the Allman Brothers Band. This is Brothers and Sisters. Brothers and Sisters, the fourth studio album released in 1973. Ramblin' Man, Jessica, big hits off of this one. This is on Capricorn Records. And Beginnings. This was in that haul that I got. This is on Atco. Beginnings is a re-release, or reissue, sorry, of their first two albums. So it's a double shot. And this came out in 1973 as well. So the first two albums, the Allman Brothers Band and Idlewild South. So I'm pretty happy to have those. Of course, you've got hits like Whipping Post. I can't even speak. Whipping Post and Midnight Rider, and In Memory of Elizabeth Reed. Just some of the hits off of this one. So pretty happy to have those. So there's the A's out of my list. As I said, not too many A's, but still some great music. And I'll be doing the B's probably in two sessions to do the B's. There's just that many. So anyway, thank you so much. Have yourself a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of the day. It's a beautiful one out there. Get out there, and I'll be taking the doggies out soon for a walk, and enjoying the rest of my day off. I'll probably do some of the B's later on today. And take care. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.